Hello, friends, and Trubisquita. I'm Sherm Stanley. Remember, when we're talking about Trubisquita, we're talking about generate great. And with generating great, we want to be leaders. We want to be innovative. We want to inspire. I'd like to share a story that hopefully can illustrate a couple of points in leadership and inspiring future generations. I was thinking about a story I heard a long time ago where two 12-year-old boys, while their parents were away, decided that they were going to take their parents' car for a joyride. And so off they went. And sure enough, they were pulled over by law enforcement. And as they were pulling to the side, the driver of the two boys tossed his trusty little pocket knife to his friend. This is one of my Cub Scout pocket knives, so I'm sure it was something similar to this. And he tossed it to his friend and he said, "Hey, cut your arm and I will tell the police officer that I'm taking you to the hospital." So he popped that knife open and he started to saw on his arm. Probably a nice little rusty knife like this one. So it couldn't have felt too good. And as the officer came up, the boy that was driving the car said, "Officer, I know I'm not supposed to be able to be driving right now, but I need to take my friend to the hospital. He cut his arm." And a wise officer looked inside the car and he saw the boy's bleeding arm and he said, "Wow, how did you do that?" And the boys hadn't had time to corroborate their story at this point. So they hummed and hawed and thought, "I cut it climbing over a fence." And the officer said, "Oh, wow, that's kind of a straight line for climbing across a fence." Yeah, it was a fence." He says, "Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for you today. Because this is such an emergency, I'm going to call an ambulance to come pick you up and take you to the hospital. And since you, the driver, aren't old enough to be driving, I'm going to call a tow truck to tow your car away, and I'll take you with me to the police station, and we'll call your parents and have them come and collect you there. And your parents, Mr. with the cut arm, we'll have your parents collect you at the hospital." So the boys just sunk in defeat. And I think we can look at this story a couple of different ways. We can think, wow, true friendship. What truer friend would trust his friend to be willing to injure his body for his friend to not get into trouble? We can also look at this and think, wow, these two aren't very bright. And that was a bad decision, and they're kind of not smart. Yes, we can look at and see the two differences in these stories. And we can say, yes, but at the same time, this is a great opportunity for these two young men to learn, and to learn a valuable lesson that they might not make a bigger lesson down the road. It was an opportunity for success to be learned. I think sometimes we have these opportunities in life where we can say, yes, they were two great friends and they just didn't think through the consequences of their action by stealing their parents' car and then taking it a step further and creating bodily harm over a very poor decision. And in life, we have those decisions all the time where we try to cover up something, or we're not honest with our coworker, or we're not honest with a parent or a teacher. And so we try to cover it with a variety of different methods. And our integrity is really important. And to inspire these people, we need to help them understand the error of their ways and love them to something better. Because as we love each other to something better, we can then lead towards success. We all make mistakes. They're not all as bad as using a Cub Scout pocket knife. But we all make our different mistakes in our lives. And hopefully we can inspire each other and not be quite so quick to judge and say, you know what, this was a mistake made. There are consequences. We need to take accountability for this. But we're going to move on and we're going to become better. And we're going to generate great, that Trubisquita idea to make ourselves better throughout our lives. We are here to generate greatness amongst each other. So let's inspire each other to do better. Let's lead each other to do the better thing. Let's do that together. And remember, Trubisquita. Until next time.